And Nunes. There's the whistle from Slavko Vincic. Rangers-Liverpool gets underway. And immediately Liverpool fire the ball forward towards the edge of the Rangers penalty area. And it's whacked away out of play for a throw-in for Liverpool out on the left-hand side. And Liverpool immediately knocking the ball back towards the edge of the penalty area where Van Dijk turns. Čolak will come to close him down. Čolak, 13-goal top scorer for Rangers this season, with 6 goals in his last 4 appearances. Fabinho passing the ball back to the edge of the box. Van Dijk is there to see it to Alisson, who passes it just in front of Čolak, back to Van Dijk, and then forward it goes towards Carvalho, deep inside his own half. Liverpool moving forward quickly, all in red with the white trim, white numbers, crossing the halfway line, and back it goes to Van Dijk again. Goes long this time with his left foot. That's one for Nunez to chase. Nunez reaches it on the edge of the penalty area. Davis went across there with him, and it's hooked away and cleared away. Back to Henderson, centre field, and Henderson flicks it past Arfield. Henderson now to the right-hand side to Gomez. Elliott has come out to the right as well. Gio van Bronckhorst trying to G up his team on the edge of the coaching area there. Liverpool have seen lots of possession in the early stages. Elliott now, Harvey Elliott, the teenager, back to Jordan Henderson, and Liverpool go back into their own half. Again, Van Dijk and Konate. Rangers can't get the ball in the opening stages. This is not promising for them. Liverpool are doing their best here to kill this vibrant atmosphere inside Ibrox. And finally, Barisic has a touch, and he's able to go back to McGregor, who will hit it long to the halfway line. But a clear pattern already emerging, Jonathan Woodgate.
Yeah, you can see it with Carvalho just coming in off the left-hand side. He's playing more like an inside forward, and so is Harvey Elliott, being really tight inside the pitch.
Well, that was a real cruncher from Konate on Ryan Jack on the halfway line, about 10 yards in from the coaching areas here. He got ball, but he certainly got man as well.
It's a good tackle, John. In my view, let him know he was there, as a lot of centre-halves used to do, not so much now. But just going back on to Liverpool there, why they dominated the ball early there, because they had a lot of options in the centre of the pitch, with Elliott tucking in off the right-hand side, Carvalho coming off the left, and then you've got Firmino as the 10, they're really stocking the area up, and it'll be interesting to see how Rangers cope with the movement of Elliott and Carvalho.
Jack's okay, he's back up on his feet. That was a real judderer, wasn't it? The challenge from Konate, who, as I say, is starting for the first time this season.
It was a lovely tackle, John.
It was, yeah. And he enjoyed it, you could tell, the way Konate got to his feet.
So did I.
Yes, I can tell that as well. And Rangers have a throw halfway inside the Liverpool half. All they are saying is, give us a goal in the Champions League. And if they do get one for the first time in this group stage, you will know about it via your radio, as McGregor has the ball at the back. One of the stars, the real star really, for Rangers last week, kept the score down. Here's a ball over the top for Kent, the former Liverpool youngster. Ryan Kent is onto it in the full-back position. Kent then rolls it back. Barisic is behind him, takes a touch, knocks it in field. Lundstram is there, the Liverpool fan as a boy. He was talking about it to us yesterday, John Lundstram. And then back it goes to Davis on the halfway line, for another former Liverpool player. Lundstram goes cross-field out to the right-hand side. Sakala is there, left foot shot, but it's weak. And Alisson is able to drop onto it quite comfortably. But there we have it. Rangers' first attempt on goal in the 4th minute this week, as opposed to, I think it was the 84th last week.
Yeah, it was a lovely crossfield pass. Just got in behind Tsimikas. The weak shot in the end, but at least they're starting to get on the front foot.
That was Sakala with the shot. Fashion Sakala, who's come into the team tonight compared to last week, but he did start on Saturday and scored the late 4th goal against St Mirren. Rangers coming forward again. Here's Kent once more on the left wing. Kent running at Gomez into the penalty area now, onto his right foot, goes for a curler, but wide and high by about a yard.
It was a good strike. It was a good strike. It was positive, but you can see that they're trying to get down the sides of Liverpool with Gomez and Tsimikas on the left-hand side. They'll see that as a weakness in the Liverpool team, with the 2 main full-backs out.
Rangers 0, Liverpool 0. This is 5 Live from the BBC Sounds as well. Radio Merseyside listeners are with us again tonight, so great to have you with us as Liverpool break forward. But good work from Rangers. Davis is able to tidy that up and go back to goalkeeper McGregor to a raucous round of applause. The rhythm continues to beat out from the stand to our left. Floodlights brightly on at Ibrox, and here's Carvalho turning, carrying it forward down the left-hand side. Tsimikas is there in support, the Greek. Andy Robertson is on the substitutes bench for Liverpool tonight, if you didn't hear that earlier. Back to the halfway line to Van Dijk. Van Dijk forward through the middle to Harvey Elliott, who turns away from Arfield. Left-footed ball to Tsimikas on the left-hand side. Tsimikas now goes for the early cross towards Nunez, but it's over the top of him. A little hop after the ball, but he knew he wasn't going to be able to get there, and it's out for a throw to Rangers.
Tavernier is going to have a real problem when Carvalho comes inside, and then he's got Tsimikas on the wide outside of him. He's got a real problem, and if they don't sort that out now, Carvalho will start dominating it.
0-0. Rangers clearing from the left-back position, but Fabinho's got up there to head it forward. No Thiago in the team tonight either. He's on the substitutes. Manchester City on Sunday at Anfield. That's a 5 Live commentary match, incidentally. And then Jack slides into the challenge. He got the ball, but Nunez was standing behind the ball, and there was contact, but he went down rather theatrically, and referee Vintage just waved play on. Rangers 0, Liverpool 0. We're also with Tottenham tonight. The Germans, Eintracht Frankfurt, the team that beat Rangers in the Europa League final last season, are the visitors there tonight. And Alistair Bruce Ball's watching from on high, I guess.
Yeah, cracking atmosphere in here too, John. 5 minutes gone, 0-0. Frankfurt putting the pressure on early on. Tottenham guilty of giving the ball away, causing themselves a few problems. You mentioned that Europa League success last season. They were excellent away from home in particular. They've started well tonight, Frankfurt. Tottenham 0, Frankfurt 0.
Well, if you remember, Rangers were excellent at home last season, unbeaten in the knockout stages here at Ibrox in that run to the final in Seville. Rangers playing the ball down the left, but Arfield couldn't keep it in, and it's out of play for a Liverpool throw. I can tell you in the Champions League as well, it's Bayer Leverkusen 0, Porto 1, with Xabi Alonso now in charge of Bayer Leverkusen. Had a great win at the weekend in the Bundesliga, but 1-0 down at home to Porto in that group. Already in that group, Atletico Madrid 0, Club Brugge 0 tonight. So that's the first match that Club Brugge have failed to win, the group leaders. And Atletico Madrid now with 4 points in the group. 7 minutes played, Rangers 0, Liverpool 0, Bristol City 0, Preston 0 as well in the one match that's been played in the Championship this evening, as Ben Davis goes all the way back to the man in yellow, McGregor, who clears rather waywardly. Actually, it's controlled by Giovanni Van Bronckhorst, the Rangers manager, down there on the edge of the coaching area. Champions League winner, remember? Van Bronckhorst in his playing days with Barcelona. Throw-in taken infield by Liverpool. Fabinho is lifting it back into his own half. Joe Gomez now heads it back for Konate, and Konate goes back to goalkeeper Alisson.
Sakala's going to have to do some work defensively to follow Tsimikas constantly in this game, because Tavernier is starting to go for Carvalho now.
Here's Fabinho just heading it forward from inside his own half. Carvalho goes down, but the referee says play on. Fabinho takes it to the halfway line, and then in comes the challenge. Good one from Conor Goldson, and it bounces out for a throw-in to Liverpool. So lots of Liverpool possession early on, but it's Rangers who've had the couple of meaningful efforts at goal. That shot from Sakala that was comfortably saved, and then the effort over the angle of post and bar from Kent. Offside flag up against Liverpool, and the ball's kicked away by Carvalho, and referee Vintage comes across and just wags the finger at young Carvalho. And
this plays past that, John.
Yeah, so it's a free kick to Rangers inside their own half.
The youth in him.
Yeah. Rangers take this free kick. Goldson over the top of Sakala. Tsimikas was able to head it away. Now Lundstrom's onto this. Liverpool shouting for a handball. It's not given. In comes the cross. Cholak was lurking, but it was headed away by Konate, who got there first, and then it's cleared up towards Darwin Nunez on the halfway line. Goldson together, and Nunez, in kicking out of the ball, has actually kicked Goldson, who's gone down, and it's a free kick that Liverpool are disputing.
Nunez has to do better there. It's a bread and butter ball. He has to hold on to that ball, make it stick, make it difficult for the defender, but he ends up giving free kick away. Frustrating, because it's an easy ball to take in.
Incidentally, with the referee, Vintage, today, last week at Anfield, they appointed the referee that took charge of Liverpool in the Champions League final last season, Clement Turpin. This week, it's the referee who took charge of Rangers in the Europa League final last season in Seville. Back it goes to McGregor with the ball in front of his penalty area. 0-0 if you've just joined us here at an atmospheric Ibrox. Long downfield from McGregor, but Alisson is able to come to the edge of his penalty area. Actually took a couple of steps outside before dancing back in and caught the bouncing ball. Elliott back to Konate, and that's a poor pass from Konate, gave it away to Kent, and then putting the challenge on Čolak. It's not given us a free kick, but Rangers are able to tidy up. Tavernier came across and passes it back to McGregor.
That is strong. Strong again, that's 2 tackles now.
He looks like a man who's come into the team, you know, quite possibly because of Matip's injury, but he looks like a man who's set on keeping his place.
Well, he's got a chance to stay in the team, hasn't he, with the situation of Matip at the minute, but he's doing well.
It's going to be a couple of weeks or so for Matip before he's fit. Same for Trent Alexander-Arnold, by the way, if you didn't hear that news yesterday. And Sadio Mane has scored for Bayern Munich tonight. Victoria Plitzen 0, Bayern Munich 1. Bayern already 9 points out of 9 in that group, where it's Barcelona 0, Inter 0. Henderson, bouncing ball inside his own half. Then it's headed forward by Lundstram. Ryan Kent tries to turn it to Čolak, but Gomez got there first, and he hands off Čolak with his upper arm. Really, Čolak goes down, no free kick. He's let that go as well, the referee. You're liking that, I can tell. Liverpool go forward through the middle to Nunez. Nunez then challenged, good challenge as well. Won back by Goldson, but the pass forward is overhit by Lundstram, and Alisson's got it.
Čolak's been hit 3 times now. Once by Gomez, once by Konate. He doesn't like it. He doesn't like it.
It's been excellent though. He's done tremendously well after signing in the summer. Antonio Čolak, 13 goals. He scored that crucial goal in Eindhoven against PSV that won the tie and got Rangers back into the group stages of the Champions League for the first time for 12 years. Rangers. Liverpool in possession now. Liverpool 6 times winners of this competition. Konate to Elliott, and Elliott does well and takes it on through the middle and chips the ball to Nunez, and Nunez plays it across, but Tavernier was able to move over and volley it behind, and actually the offside flag was up against Nunez.
Harvey Elliott looked so exciting there when he got on the ball and drove at the Rangers defender. Cute little pass. Knee. It was a knee offside, John, a knee offside, but how excited did he look when he came in off the line? You can just see Liverpool overloading that central area. It's like a 4v3 in the central area of the pitch.
And yet, Harvey Elliott there found space.
He found space. He's got that in his locker, hasn't he? When he drives at players, and that's when he's at his best.
What are we thinking for the Liverpool system then? 4-4-2? I mean, Henderson, Fabinho together in the middle there.
Yeah, out of possession, the press 4-4-2. In possession, the 4-2-2-1. No, sorry, 4-2-2-2.
Yes.
Got my maths right there.
Yeah, get your fingers sorted out. With Elliott on the right-hand side, Carvalho on the left-hand side. Yeah. And then up front, Firmino towards the left and Nunez towards the right of that front 2 when it is a front 2. Rangers 0, Liverpool 0 is the score here on 5 Live at Ibrox, and Rangers in possession inside their own half. But certainly tonight, I'm pleased to say that this is much more of a contest, as Rangers hit the ball downfield. Goldson's overhit that, and it's out of play for a throw to Liverpool deep inside their own half. So back 4 for Van Bronckhorst tonight. Bayern Munich now 2-0 up at Victoria Plitzen. Thomas Muller has scored the second after Sadio Mane scored the first. So no Leon King in the starting lineup tonight, the 18-year-old. He's on the bench. Stephen Davis on the bench as well tonight. The disappointing Tillman from the first match. And James Sands as well, back from suspension, couldn't play at Anfield. He's among the substitutes. No Glenn Kamara, incidentally, who has got a little injury, so he is not involved. Barisic, long ball over the top towards the edge of the area. Kent is able to take that down on his chest. Gomez is very, very tight on him. Elliott helps him out, and Liverpool have got the ball back, and Gomez wins a throw-in in that right-back area.
Had to be strong there, Gomez. They'll know each other from the Liverpool days. Kent had a few loans Ryan Kent, Bristol City is one of them. I think it was a great sign under Steven Gerrard. He put a real good team together, Gerrard, at the time. Van Bronckhorst come over and took over.
Yeah, when he's on, he's a real talent, isn't he, Ryan Kent?
Very good player.
Forward it goes from Gomez, but that's walloped away back downfield from Ben Davies, who never actually got onto the field for the Liverpool first team in the brief time that he was there, Ben Davies. Here's Lundstram now at the back. Lundstram, heavy first touch, but he was able to get into the challenge and pass it back to the back line. Goldson now out to the right-hand side. And there has been an opening goal in the Tottenham Eintracht Frankfurt game. Alistair, Bruce ball.
It's gone to the visitors. Tottenham have made a right mess of things at the back. Poor touch from Eric Dyer on the edge of his own box. Frankfurt won it. Hugo Lloris dived in to try and help things out. Palmed the ball into the middle of his penalty area. And Sebastian Roeder passed it to Kamada. And Kamada stroked it home. Tottenham 0, Frankfurt 1.
Well, still Sporting 0, Marseille 0. Sporting top of that group. And Tottenham and Frankfurt both with 4 points coming into tonight. So Frankfurt winning 1-0 at Tottenham. 0-0 here. While we're listening to Ali, Rangers had a little bit of pressure around the Liverpool box, but it came to nothing, Jonathan.
It was just a lacklustre cross into the box, really. But you can see how Rangers are trying to build up possession if Liverpool don't press them. They're being patient with the ball, but then Liverpool get the shape, and then the Rangers at times can find it difficult to play through this Liverpool team. Especially through the middle, are trying to go wide to do that.
Yeah, Rangers with the ball at the back. Davis goes for that high ball again, looking for it out towards the far side. Sakala up against Tsimikas, but that's a good leap by Tsimikas to win the header. However, Rangers have it back. Here's Arfield through the middle. Arfield scores! Rangers are in front, and glory be! Rangers have a goal in the Champions League group stage again. What a noise inside Ibrox as the 33-year-old Scott Arfield buried it into the bottom corner, and it's Rangers 1, Liverpool 0.
What a run by Arfield at the box. He wasn't matched by Fabinho. It was a long diagonal pass that picked up the seconds. Carvalho lost it, but he just runs off the bat. I think it was Henderson in the end, but what a finish. What a finish. Gomez couldn't come round to cover. 1-0 Rangers.
There is a goal check going on. Whoa, that would burst the bubble, wouldn't it? So a goal check is taking place. I think they've spotted it behind us. I can hear the Rangers. I can hear the Rangers regulars behind us. But the game restarts, and the goal check. The goal is approved, and Scott Arfield coming into the team tonight. He has actually now, Arfield, started 5 of the last 6 matches, but didn't start the match at Anfield. And what a finish, what a pinpoint finish it was from him.
Brilliant finish, and you look at him now in the midfield area, closing down the Liverpool team, but he took it so well. But it was the timing of the run into the box off the back of, I think it was Fabinho, and Gomez couldn't get round enough quick enough to track him, but great finish. I
can hardly hear you, Jonathan, in this vibrant atmosphere inside Ibrox, where Liverpool are behind, and Rangers have finally got a goal again in the group stages of the Champions League for the first time for 12 years. Their last one was scored in northwest Turkey by Kenny Miller against Bursaspor. And tonight it's Scott Arfield who becomes the first man to score for Rangers in a competitive match against Liverpool as well. There's history all over that. Elliott heading it forward, but Davis brings it down. And now this crowd, this 50,000 crowd, Gio van Bronckhorst, all of the Rangers followers everywhere. They've got what they wanted in this game. They've got their noses in front.
It makes it twice as hard when you get the crowd up, especially this crowd, the atmosphere, the vibrant, they want more. Liverpool have only themselves to blame by not tracking Arfield into the box.
Arfield found the space on the edge of the Liverpool penalty area, just I think outside the box when he hit the shot from a slight angle, and didn't he bury it into that bottom left-hand corner. So Rangers 1, Liverpool 0, and that means that Liverpool, for the 8th time this season in 13 competitive matches, have gone behind.
It's unheard of Liverpool under a Jurgen Klopp team. It really is. That's what you've just said. There is something wrong. It's the intensity. They look like they can't move as well as they did last season, which is strange to say for a Liverpool team.
Rangers coming forward looking for a second, having got a first. Arfield though can't control it inside the penalty area, and Van Dijk is able to hook it away. So Scott Arfield it is, who is the goal hero so far. And Liverpool defending now with Gomez, who plays it back into the path of Cholak, who touched it past Alisson, but there was no one else there in a blue shirt, and he actually really just shuffled it across the penalty area, and Alisson was able to pick it up.
Just a lack of concentration by Gomez, a lack of concentration. He doesn't even look once to his right-hand side to see where the striker is, to see if he can pass it back to Alisson. Just a lack of concentration.
Well, we've got a contest now, Jonathan. No doubt about that. Ball is played up to Nunez. Suggestions that he might have used an arm there, but referee Vincic allows it to continue. And here's Elliott now. Elliott receiving it 10 yards inside the Rangers half, playing it to the right-hand side. Nunez's ball across is blocked by Barisic, and it's straight to Tottenham, and Alistair Bruce ball again.
Rapier thrust from Tottenham. They were only behind for 6 minutes. 1-1. You-know-who passed to you-know-who. Kane to Son. Son buried it. Tottenham 1, Frankfurt 1.
Rangers 1, Liverpool 0 in our 5 Live commentary match tonight in the Champions League, as Liverpool win possession back in the central third. Fabinho, nice change of feet there. That was classy from Fabinho, just took it away. Used a little bit of pace as well. Here's Henderson now. Henderson up towards the edge of the box to Firmino, Liverpool's top scorer this season. Roberto Firmino with his 6 goals. Now Fabinho flicks it forward. Carvalho on the edge of the box. A low shot from him, but as the challenge came in on him from Goldson, he hit it wide by, what, 1.5 yards?
He glides past players or Carvalho. He looks a real talent. Great buy from Fulham. You can see he's been coached well at that football club, but the shot was just a couple of yards wide of the post. But that's better from Liverpool.
Well, it was a letdown, frankly, the match last week in terms of being a contest, but this really is a grand occasion as Gomez takes the ball down and plays it back to Alisson. His careless pass almost let in Cholak in Rangers' last attack. Ball bounces through the middle for Nunez. A fortunate bounce off Davis, but a good recovery from Ben Davis to put in the challenge, but Liverpool win it back, and Carvalho's onto this again, and Carvalho shoots and it's deflected, but McGregor scrambling to his left tried to claw it away and lost it, and it bounced behind for a corner to Liverpool.
I think it was the spin on the ball, but what a tackle by Ben Davies there when Nunez was going through. Well timed, needs to be well timed if you're going to do last ditch tackles.
Yeah, the spin just seemed to take it away from McGregor as he was grabbing at it near the dead ball line. So it's a Liverpool corner at the Copeland Road end to our right, 2 levels of it packed with faces watching down as Tsimikas has a dummy run up the little slope there towards the corner and stopped, thought about it again. So here's the second goal into the near post, and it's headed in by Firmino. So easy. He found space, Roberto Firmino, inside the 6-yard box at the near post, and just buried it in to make it Rangers 1, Liverpool 1.
It's a brilliant header. That's Firmino. When his team needs him, he stands up, he delivers. The ball in from Tsimikas, whipped into the near post. No one was marking Firmino, but just used a bit of strength, guided it into the front area. Brilliant header.
Yeah, did really well. Just held off the challenge from Tavernier, it was, who was closest to him, but flashed past McGregor into the back of the net, and the Rangers lead lasted for 7 minutes. So they've enjoyed those 7 minutes, but so quick, so simple. First corner of the match that Liverpool have had. They scored from a free kick and a penalty last week at Anfield, and now they get a goal from another set piece, this time a corner.
They're vital in the game. They're absolutely vital. Set plays, throw-ins, whatever you want. Liverpool are good at them, and you need to be better than when you play against them.
So it's 1-1 now. Rangers 1, Liverpool 1. Same score as at Tottenham, where it's 1-1 between Spurs and Eintracht Frankfurt. Here's Alisson, the thickly bearded Liverpool goalkeeper. Passes the ball out to Van Dijk. Now Tsimikas on the left-hand side. Tsimikas receives the ball back, but Sakala put in the challenge and won it back from him. Here is the Rangers goal scorer, Arfield. And now centrally Lundstram loses out to Firmino, and Firmino now away from the halfway line. Rangers do have men back, but the pass to the left for Nunez. The challenge came in on him from Goldson, and Rangers were able to get it away. Nunez has stayed down there inside the box.
Looked a great tackle from Goldson. Looked a really, really well-timed tackle. The pass from Firmino was a little bit sloppy, it was a little bit lacklustre, but to make up for it there, he got the ball. The follow-through might have just caught Nunez.
I think he'll be... oh no, he's caught him on the top of the sort of point where the bottom of his shin reaches the top of his foot.
I think it was just a follow-through.
Yeah, and I think there was a little slip in there as well, wasn't there, from him when the challenge was put in. So VAR obviously will have a look at that, but I think he'll be okay. Yeah. The referee's just walking away from it now, and Nunez is back on his feet. So Rangers 1, Liverpool 1. Bayern Munich now running away with tonight's group match against Victoria Plzen. They now lead by 3-0. Goretzka's got the latest one, so that's Mane, Muller and Goretzka. And Marseille are winning 1-0 at Sporting in the Tottenham-Frankfurt group. So that could be very tight if the scores stay as they are in that group. And Sporting are down to 10 men. Ricardo Esgaio has been sent off, and from the resulting penalty, Matteo Guendouzi put Marseille in front. I know Tottenham's last match in that group is away to Marseille. Marseille against Tottenham. I feel has got Chris Waddle's name written all over it, don't you?
Yeah.
You'll hear Chris, by the way, Saturday afternoon with Ian Dennis for the Wolves Nottingham Forest commentary at 3 o'clock. We've got Wolves, Nottingham Forest and Tottenham Everton on Saturday, and among our Sunday Premier League commentaries on Leeds Arsenal, and 5 Live will be the place to also listen to Liverpool and Manchester City. So Rangers 1, Liverpool 1 here in the Champions League tonight, after Rangers scored first. Throw-in is taken into the Rangers box. Nunez plays it back out of the penalty area. Henderson's attempted pass forward was cut out, but Liverpool have won it back, and here's Van Dijk, groans from the home supporters, but Van Dijk's pass forward is also intercepted. Fortunate that it comes back to him. Henderson now on the left-hand side, showing a little bit of pace there, the veteran as he almost is now. Tsimikas then back to the halfway line to Virgil van Dijk again, and Liverpool have it inside their own half.
When you watch Firmino play, he constantly wants the ball, no matter what situations he's in. If he's got someone really close to him.
Ball over the top, this is for Carvalho to chase, but McGregor is out quickly and is able to clutch the ball with both gloves in front of his chest as he came out and Carvalho was running through. So 1-1 the score. There is a penalty at Tottenham. Alistair Bruce Ball.
Penalty for Tottenham. Tottenham 1, Frankfurt 1. Harry Kane will take it. Harry Kane was fouled, not initially given by the referee, picked up by the VAR. He was barged over by Christian Jakic. The referee was sent to the monitor, had 3 or 4 looks at it, has come back out onto the pitch, changed his mind, and Harry Kane now has a chance to put Tottenham in front. He's up against Kevin Trapp, all in green, away to my left-hand side. He's holding his arms out wide. Kane's not bothered, he's looking at the ball. 3 or 4 steps away from it and waiting for the whistle. Tottenham are 1 behind tonight. They're 2-1 in front. Kane sticks it away. He scores another penalty. Tottenham 2, Frankfurt 1.
Thank you, Ali. Rangers 1, Liverpool 1. The score here at Ibrox, almost half an hour played. And here is Firmino, the man who scored his 7th goal of the season tonight. Excellent start to the season. In fact, his best start to a season in a goal-scoring sense. Ball played across. Fabinho bounces back to Carvalho on the edge of the box, rolls his foot over it, gives it to Tsimikas. Tsimikas with a cross. That's headed away by Davis on the edge of his 6-yard box. Chested on the corner of the area by Fabinho, who's looking to get it back. Stretches, tries to lift it across, but the ball was already out. You just heard it there, clatter into the metal post behind the goal.
Great
it's a goal kick.
It was great feedback of Carvalho. Just a little roll of the soul. Brilliant. Little twist of the hips. Yeah. Exciting play for Liverpool for the future, without question.
Certainly is. Fabio Carvalho, the Portuguese, came through at Benfica, but then the family moved to London, and then obviously hit the big time with Fulham, and then Liverpool have brought him to Anfield for a fee that could be up to something like £7-8 million, something like that.
Absolute bargain.
But you say he rolled his soul. It actually warmed the soul, didn't it? A little touch like that. Here's McGregor, who clears to the halfway line. Gomez got underneath that, but just heads it out of play. And it's a throw into Rangers halfway inside their own half. We're on air till 10:30 tonight with 5 Live Sport. Kelly Cates is here with us at Ibrox tonight, and Colin Murray taking over at 10:30. But before that, we'll try and bring you some reaction when the managers and the players speak down in the little press room. Did you go in there before the game? Very old-fashioned press room here downstairs, where the ceiling, actually it's a little bit like Alice in Wonderland, the ceiling sort of gets lower as you walk towards the back of the room. My head started scraping along the ceiling.
I wonder what that red mark was, John.
Yeah, well, yes. Liverpool take the throw downfield, and Goldson's able to play it back to McGregor. So Goldson just finds Firmino in front of him, so hits the pass long downfield, but that's beyond Sakala, and it bounces through for a throw into Liverpool halfway inside their own half. So 1-1 the score. Scott Arfield, super finish. It was a great Champions League moment, that, wasn't it? When they scored that goal, the celebrations as he ran away. He did, if you remember, he did once score for Burnley at Anfield against Liverpool, Scott Arfield. 34 next month.
Yeah, it was a beautiful finish. Alisson didn't have a chance of saving it, right across the ground. Took it in his stride as well, the finish.
Ball played forward from Davis for Rangers. Headed away by Van Dijk on the edge of the box. And then Fabinho puts in the challenge, but Rangers are able to take possession again, and Connor Goldson passes it all the way back to goalkeeper McGregor to our right. If we can, with all the half an hour played, once we get an opportunity, we'll bring in Roddy Forsyth for a word when we can. But Rangers in possession inside their own half, and the ball is played to the left-hand side to Barisic. And Barisic looked as though he was going to hit that downfield, but you know, he's gone infield, and you can hear the reaction from the supporters behind us. They want their team to be brave tonight and be on the front foot. And they feel there, I think, that Barisic took the wrong option, having been pegged back to 1-1. Goldson does hit a longish pass towards Sakala, who flicked it on. Now here's Ryan Jack on the right-hand side. Cholak wants it. Jack goes for the early ball right across the edge of the penalty area, but Gomez was there and sweeps it behind the far post. And Rangers have got their first corner, Jonathan.
Well, as soon as they played forward a bit quicker and got into Sakala, then they'll cause problems and they've got a corner from it. Sometimes they're a bit negative in going back. They could go forward a lot quicker.
In Tottenham's group, Marseille now have doubled their lead. Marseille winning 2-0 against 10-man Sporting, who came into tonight top of the table in that group. Rangers with a corner then from the left-hand side. So it could be Barisic with the outswing, and in fact Kent takes it short, and then Barisic swings it across, headed away by Konate, and it comes out to Carvalho on the edge of the box, who controlled it. Tavernier though for Rangers, he plays it over the top. Lundstram on the right hand side drives into the box. Lundstram pulls it across, and Liverpool are able to clear through Henderson. Comes out to Barisic again though. Barisic to Kent. Kent on the balls of his feet, gives it back to Barisic. Whipped cross from Barisic. Cholak got his head to it, but that touch took the ball outside of the penalty area. Sakala, though, takes it up again for Rangers. Sakala against 2 Liverpool men, Fabinho, and Nunez is back there as well. And Nunez put in the challenge, and Sakala lost possession, and Liverpool should be able to play it away, which they do up towards the halfway line. But ball's still in play, and Rangers will look to come again. 10 minutes to go to half-time, and Davis will just roll it here to the left-hand side to Barisic, who just checks back again, and you can hear the reaction. There is that unsettled reaction as Rangers have just eased the brake on again inside their own half. Goldson is going to hit that long pass, and he does find Kent, and those yellow boots control the ball. And now Jack with a driving run into the full-back position, but the ball bounces through as Konate puts in the challenge, and it's a goal kick for Liverpool. So let's bring in Roddy Forsyth for a view on the game.
I think we can agree Rangers have regained a degree of respectability in this game. But what worries me from their point of view is the fact that they've conceded a goal from a corner kick. When they played PSV here in the playoff for the group stage, they were twice ahead and twice conceded from corner kicks. At that point, John McLaughlin was getting the blame for not commanding his defence, but tonight it's the 40-year-old McGregor who's in charge of the penalty area.
Thank you, Roddy. Bristol City 0, Preston 0 is the half-time score at Ashton Gate, and Bayern Munich are now 4-0 up. Leon Goretzka scored his second of the match, so Victoria Plzen 0, Bayern Munich 4, so Bayern Munich will make it 12 points out of 12 tonight. Here is Davis, who does well under pressure, plays the ball back to McGregor. So Rangers tonight at least have got off the mark in terms of goals in this group, so they will not become the second team to fail to win a point or score a goal in a Champions League group this season. It was Maccabi Haifa who have that dubious privilege. Rangers coming forward, win a free kick over on the right-hand side. Sakala was being wrestled by Tsimikas. Free kick.
Kent and Sakala can definitely get a Gomez and Tsimikas. There's a weakness there, and they're onto it. If they just play forward a little bit more quicker, Rangers, and getting behind them, there's a big advantage in that area. Here's
the free kick then for Rangers. In it comes towards the penalty spot. It's headed away. It comes out to Davis on the edge of the box for Rangers. Back to Jack. And then rather belatedly the offside flag goes up in there, and it's a free kick to Liverpool on the edge of their own box. Bayer Leverkusen have equalised against Porto, so that is 1-1. And Liverpool have this free kick on the edge of their own penalty area. So around about 8 minutes to go, plus added time to the break. It's been enjoyable, and it is all square. And the referee says he wants Liverpool to take that free kick again, and there is a potential penalty check taking place. The check is over. That was quick. Still, it was dramatic while it lasted, as Konate is fouled by Čolak 15 yards inside his own half. That Bayer Leverkusen goal has been disallowed. VAR all over the place. So that is still Leverkusen 0, Porto 1. 5 Live, Radio Merseyside and BBC Sounds as Liverpool attack down the left-hand side, and the ball bounces out of play off Carvalho for a throw that Tavernier takes quickly towards Sakala on the halfway line. Carvalho is quickly back in on that, and now Liverpool will play through Fabinho all the way back to Alisson, who passes it immediately out to Van Dijk. Another goal at Tottenham, Alistair Bruce Ball.
10 minutes to half-time, Tottenham have a third. As the great Jimmy Armfield used to say, Son has scored with what I like to call a thumping volley. Wonderful strike with his left foot. Tottenham 3, Frankfurt 1.
Thank you, Ali. You might have been right behind that. I don't know. Rangers 1, Liverpool 1, and offside flag is up against Liverpool. Free kick for Rangers 10 yards inside their own half. So 1-1 the score. It's whizzed by, Jonathan, this first half, hasn't it?
Shows it's been a good game. It has been a good game. Rangers have come in to wake up the first goal, but then Liverpool reply back. It is a good game, good technical game, tactical game.
McGregor clearing from inside his penalty area to Arfield, who passes it back to Barisic, who gets it down, and Barisic passes the ball forward. And Arfield is beaten by Henderson, and Liverpool come forward. Gomez, not seen very much of that at all. Gomez getting forward down the right-hand side, but he is now deep into the full-back position. Here's the cross, only half cleared away, comes out to Fabinho, 25 yards from goal. Little pass to Elliott. Elliott threads it back through to Carvalho, but Rangers are able to clear it through Lundstram on the edge of his box. Van Dijk, former Celtic man, hence the boos. And then Firmino towards Carvalho's very busy little figure. Elliott then back again to Fabinho. Fabinho to Henderson. Fabinho just nipped in ahead of the referee to keep possession for Liverpool. Now Gomez on the right-hand side. Liverpool suddenly parked inside the Rangers half. Jurgen Klopp stands watching with his hands clasped behind his back. And Liverpool go all the way back to goalkeeper Alisson again and start once more through the middle. Carvalho is beaten to it by Lundstram. And now Lundstram forward to Čolak, who's on the right-hand side. Kent's trying to get there in the middle, but Čolak's pass is poor. Right across the front of of Kent, who made the right run, but the delivery from Cholak wasn't nearly good enough.
Just lacked a little bit of quality, but when they broke their ranges, they broke at real pace. If the ball was better, to be fair, Canate does well just to match that run, just sees him.
And the ball's out for a throw into Liverpool in their own right back position. So 1-1. The Rangers fans behind where Gomez is taking this throw down in the corner are all jumping up and down, bouncing up and down together. They have not stopped since the start of the game. I think they barely stopped when Rangers scored the goal, and they didn't stop when Liverpool scored theirs, as McGregor hits this downfield, headed forward by Fabinho, comes back to Goldson, takes a touch and then just volleys it downfield. Kent is onto this. Kent gets the ball down, he's running at Gomez. Kent into the penalty area, back onto his right foot, shoots, it takes a deflection off the calves of Canate, and it's behind and it's a corner.
Canate does well to get across and block that. He's played well, Canate. He's looked really strong, decisive in his defending, knows what he wants to do. Made some good blocks, some good headers.
And this one is going to be taken by Barisic, left-footed out swinger. That is down in that corner where all of the noise is coming out of, clapping their hands in unison. Barisic on the pitch. Here's the corner, which is headed away by Canate. Did well, got up very high above everyone else to head it away for Liverpool. Barisic as Rangers come again. Kent, lovely little swivel of the hips from Ryan Kent. Rangers still in possession. Davis back on the halfway line. 4 minutes to the half-time whistle plus added time. Now Sakala on the right-hand side takes on Tsimikas and beats him. And Sakala now pulls it across. Arfield again with a chance, but that's blocked on the edge of the 6-yard box. And Liverpool are able to get it away. Well played, Sakala. But here's Nunez at the other end. A crucial touch from Goldson. Just took it away from Darwin Nunez. And Goldson actually has taken a knock in there as well, so there'll be a little stoppage.
Sakala was sharp. So sharp. Went past Tsimikas 1v1. Pace, power, electrifying, but what a block from Canate to stop that from going in the goal. What a block. He's been magnificent in this first half.
Yeah,
Canate.
It was a chance for Arfield, but his shot was blocked, and Goldson could have a problem. And actually there's a potential penalty check as well, another potential penalty check, but that's quickly finished. That check's over. So
I think Conor Goldson will be coming off. It looks like
that's a problem.
Looks like a thigh strain. I've had plenty of them in my career, but it does look like one.
He did. He immediately he clutched the top of his thigh, didn't he? And that does not look good for Conor Goldson. He's an important part of this Van Bronckhorst Rangers team. He's started 17 of the 18 matches they've played this season, Conor Goldson. And so, as I said, James Sands is there on the substitutes bench. There's the youngster as well, of course, Leon King, the very highly rated youngster. I don't know whether you've seen much of him other than the match last week, but they are talking very glowingly about what he might be able to do in the game.
Yeah, I spoke to a few people about him. They said how good he was, and he's got a great future ahead. Hopefully he keeps on improving, progressing. You know, for young kids these days, it's okay to get the chance, but can they keep on pushing on? Can they keep that hunger inside them to go to the next level and not just happy with what they have at the minute?
Rangers 1, Liverpool 1. It is a red button night tonight, by the way. You can listen to our commentary alongside the final score graphics and the video printer. You just press the red button, or you can go to iPlayer or the BBC Sport app and click on 5 Live final score. Barcelona have scored in that big game for them against Inter. So Barcelona 1, Inter 0. Ousmane Dembele with the goal. And here's Roddy.
King is coming on.
King is coming on to play in the back four. So Goldson, that is it. And Leon King is being prepared. The 18-year-old Glaswegian, born here in the city. This will be only his 18th first-team appearance.
I was going to say, Jonathan, if you haven't seen him much, one of the things that Rangers like about him is that when he brings the ball out of the box, he's a good passer, generally speaking, a good controller of the ball.
It's a bonus for a centre-back now, if he can pass through a line. Look at the stature on him.
Conceded the penalty last week at Anfield. He was a little unfortunate. Liverpool were all over him at the time. But you learn from those experiences.
Yeah, of course you do. He'll have an opportunity now to stay in the team, because Conor Goldson coming off with a thigh strain normally take 3 to 6 weeks, sometimes longer.
So here he comes. Big cheer for him, looking a little nervous as he was on the side of the pitch, just clapping his hands, Ruddy.
By the way, that also means that Rangers have lost their principal target for set pieces in the Liverpool box. Goldson is usually the man they aim for.
So Rangers 1, Liverpool 1, and Rangers losing Connor Goldson. They've not had much luck with Rangers, with injuries, Rangers this season, particularly in the central defensive area as well. Helander is still out. John Suter had an ankle operation, and now Connor Goldson is out, and Rangers go to Motherwell at the weekend. Here is Jack, but Jack is adjudged to have fouled Fabinho, and the referee has blown the whistle and brought it back for a free kick when Jack thought he might be away through towards the edge of the penalty area. So 1-1 the score. Added time at the end of the first half. 3 minutes have been added on, and Fabinho forward towards the Liverpool goal scorer, Roberto Firmino. And then Gomez trying to find a way through between two Rangers men, which he has. Good, strong play from Gomez. And then Firmino to Carvalho. Carvalho now is forced from left to right, but Harvey Elliott is there. Elliott goes back infield towards Henderson. Henderson square, first time touch, lovely from Fabinho. Now Tsimikas on the left-hand side. Tsimikas with the early cross, but McGregor's able to go down quite comfortably and catch the ball on the edge of the six.
Pass by Fabinho there, wasn't it? Knew what was around him. Great pass, great weight.
Yeah, lovely touch. So 1-1 here, still Tottenham leading Eintracht Frankfurt 3-1, having gone behind. And earlier, Napoli made it 4 wins out of 4 in this group, with another goal-filled match. 4-2 the final score against Ajax in the Diego Maradona Stadium. Carvalho on the halfway line, turns the ball to his left to Nunez. Nunez takes on King, beats him, and then Nunez flights the ball over the top, but Elliott can't reach that. He let it drift over his head, and it just caught the surface and bounced away through for a goal kick.
They're always difficult balls to control. I like that about King. He tried to bring it down his chest and try to play. Okay, he made a little mistake, but that's life of being a centre-half, his decision-making, but he done the right thing. He was just a bit too big. But I like that, when centre-halves try to bring it down instead of just heading it. You never know where it's going to go. Try and bring it down your chest and play.
Jonathan Woodgate with us here at Ibrox on the gantry at the front of the top tier of the Bill Struth stand. I actually saw Bill Struth's old walking stick, which was in the old manager's office yesterday. Here's Nunez, who wins a free kick on the halfway line. Henderson waiting to take this. It's a real old farmer style walking stick with a sheep's horn, glazed sheep's horn for the head of it.
I could do one at the minute, John.
Could you? As you pointed out earlier,
back's not in great form.
As you pointed out earlier, not for the first time in your career.
No, won't be the last.
Van Dijk, long pass forward, which is headed away by Barisic. First half is almost done. In fact, the first half is done, and that's been entertaining. 1-1, Jonathan.
It's been a really good first half. Rangers started quietly, but then got into the game. A good goal, which they deserved. Armfield running off the back of Fabinho, but then they'll be disappointed, Rangers, that Liverpool come back in so quickly with a Firmino header. Well, it's been a good game. It's a 50-50 game now. This, it can go either way.
So yes, Arfield for Rangers, their first goal in this group stage, their first goal in a Champions League group for 12 years. Scott Arfield scoring it, but Firmino equalising with a header from the Tsimikas corner 7 minutes later. And at the break, it's Rangers 1, Liverpool 1. And with us here on the gantry, shoulder to shoulder with us, Kelly Cates.
It is something of a tight squeeze, but it's all right because we all know each other. John Murray and Jonathan Woodgate back for the second half of this game at Ibrox. It's 1-1, as John said, at half-time. Roddy Forsyth also alongside me. And Roddy, has been much better from Rangers from what we saw at Anfield. And they did exactly what you wanted them to do, which is be brave.
Well, I was having a look at the stats halfway through the first half, and at that point in the first game, Liverpool had hit the 80% possession mark. This time Rangers were ahead, not much, 52%, but even so it represented a huge difference in the way the game was unfolding. And at that point, incidentally, a week ago, you'll remember that Alan McGregor had to make 3 big saves he scarcely had to touch the ball this evening. So from that point of view, Rangers will feel comfortable but not overconfident, I should imagine, in the dressing room.
Yeah, very finely balanced at the moment. Brad Friedel is also with us. Brad, what were your thoughts on that first half?
Yeah, been an even game. A good game to watch for the neutral, I would imagine. Rangers far more competitive than they were when they went to Anfield. They had another really good chance. Kanade, I believe it was the one who made a vital block. I think it was a fairly soft goal for Rangers to concede. They'll probably be disappointed with that. I would imagine in the second halftime, being at 1-1, we'll see a little bit improved Liverpool side. But right now, this match is entirely in the balance.
Jonathan, it doesn't look like anything that we don't know about these two teams that we've seen out here on the pitch. But what can we expect in the second half of this one?
Both managers were saying they want to win the game. They can make changes off the bench. Salah can come in for Liverpool and make a real difference. But both teams want to win, so I'm expecting to see more goals. Both teams won't be happy with the draw.
1-1 then at half-time at Ibrox. It's Rangers 1, Liverpool 1. Brad Friedel will be back with us at full-time in this game. Roddy Forsyth, Jonathan Woodgate and John Murray are here on the gantry at Ibrox. It's half-time between Tottenham and Eintracht Frankfurt. Alistair Bruce Ball is watching this for us. And after a shaky start, it's been all Tottenham, Ali.
Yes, well put, Kelly. All smiles and joy at half-time. Tottenham leading Eintracht Frankfurt by 3-1. I can see that Marseille are 2-0 up away to Sporting this evening. So Tottenham, as it stands at half-time, actually leading the group. Not so convincing at the start. The goal they gave away came in the 14th minute. Playing out from the back, loose touch from Eric Dyer. It ended up in the back of the Tottenham net. Daichi Kamada, the Japanese international, scored the goal. And Tottenham, again, just struggling to get going. It went to the old combination, the Kane and Son link up that got them back in the game just 6 minutes after they conceded. Lovely pass from Harry Kane to release Son from the halfway line. He made no mistake with the finish. 8 minutes later, Kane won a penalty via a VAR review. I'm not quite sure how the referee didn't see it in real time. It looked fairly obvious to everyone inside the stadium, but he was sent over to the monitor, came back out, pointed to the spot, and Harry Kane, as he so often does, stuck it away. And then they saved the best till last. Son's thumping left foot volley to make it 3-1. It's Højbjerg's cross from the right, and Son met it so sweetly, almost took the net off. He very nearly had a hat-trick late in the first half as well. So Tottenham well on top. They're leading Frankfurt by 3-1.
Ali, thank you very much for that part of a busy evening of Champions League football and a busy night for our football reporter, John Bennett. John, there's a big 45 coming up for Barcelona.
Yes, so far so good for Barca. Thrilling first half at the Nou Camp. Barca know if they lose tonight, they crash out of the Champions League, but they have the lead against Inter. Barcelona 1, Inter 0. Ousmane Dembélé with the goal from close range just before half-time. Great work by Rafinha. And Sergi Roberto to set him up. But Barca do deserve it. They've been the better side, but Inter's Edin Dzeko hit the bar earlier in the game and the ball bounced on the line, so they got a bit lucky there. If Barca win by 2 goals, they'd move above Inter. It's Barcelona 1, Inter 0.
And John, for Club Brugge, they've made history this evening.
Yes, they've booked a place in the last 16 for the first time since the modern format of the Champions League was introduced. A 0-0 draw against Atletico Madrid was enough to book their spot. Great performance, particularly by Simon Mignolet in goal. They'd had 9 attempts to make it out of the groups before. They'd never done it. They have now. Only the second Belgian team to reach the last 16 of the Champions League. In the same group at half-time, it's Bayer Leverkusen 0, Porto 1. Xabi Alonso's debut as a Champions League manager. They're unfortunate by Leverkusen. They missed a penalty and had a goal disallowed. And as Ali mentioned, in Tottenham's group, it's Sporting 0, Marseille 2. The goals for 2 former Premier League players, Matteo Guendouzi and Alexis Sanchez.
Thank you very much for that, John. There is also one game in the Championship this evening. It is currently goalless, about 5 minutes into the second half, of Bristol City against Preston North End. We're going to get to the news very shortly on 5 Live. Before that, though, there is a huge developing story in rugby union. Wasps have been suspended from the Gallagher Premiership and they're likely to enter administration within days. This weekend's match with Exeter has already been called off, and we can speak to our rugby union reporter, Sarah Orchard. Sarah, this just is another blow in what's been a really difficult period for English domestic rugby.
Yeah, evening, Kelly. And I don't think anyone can argue now that domestic rugby in England is in a full-blown financial crisis. First, we had Worcester just last week, now Wasps this, and rumours that more clubs could be in trouble. And the Wasp news is from a club that, you know, is eaten at the top table of rugby union in Europe, a 6 times Premiership winner, 2-time European champions. It just shows that the club system is now screaming out for reform, and questions are starting to hang over the Rugby Football Union and Premiership Rugby tonight to see if they can actually lead rugby union through the rest of this crisis without more casualties.
Sarah, they're playing at the Coventry Building Society Arena at the moment, but would the move into administration have any effect on that?
Yeah, this is where it gets really interesting, and of course this is where we talk about football as well. So the freehold of the CBS Arena is held by Coventry City Council. They granted Wasps a 250-year lease. That was when they moved in 8 years ago. Now it's a big complex, it's got a casino, conference centre, it's not just the stadium. The council did warn the club that any insolvency proceedings could see them forfeit that ownership. Now, the future ownership of that stadium is going to remain that huge focus, because there's been the news circulating that the American billionaire John McAvoy, he's considering a bid to buy the ground and its other tenant, which is Coventry City. Now, earlier today, there was a statement from the Sky Blues. They said, we are aware of the statement by Wasps Group today and remain in contact with them regarding the current situation. But yeah, that could have a huge saying on the future of the rugby club.
So, Sarah, I know there's so much up in the air at the moment, but what happens next?
Well, the first thing to say is, as we said right at the top, administration has consequences. Already Wasps, they'll be suspended from the Premiership, relegation next season, and then if the players are not paid, they will be within their rights to leave. However, Wasps could argue for a no-fault insolvency due to COVID. Now, Worcester have actually done that today, so Worcester are fighting their suspension and relegation. So much of the consequences of the administration won't be confirmed until a later date.
Thank you very much for that, Sarah. Sarah Orchard there, bringing us up to date with everything that's happening in the Gallagher Premiership, with the news that Wasps have been suspended and are likely to enter administration within days. Of course, we'll keep across that developing story on 5 Live Sports. Coming up next, though, second half commentary of Rangers against Liverpool. It's 1-1 at half-time in this Champions League group stage match. But before that, we're going to get the latest news on 5 Live with Matthew Bone.
Listen on BBC Sounds. This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Thanks, Kelly. The Prime Minister has met the influential 1922 Committee of Conservative backbenchers as part of efforts to shore up support of her economic policy. There's been further turmoil on the financial markets after the Bank of England confirmed it would end on Friday its emergency measures to buy UK debt. Some MPs are urging Liz Truss to reverse some of her proposed tax cuts, but Craig Oliver, the former Downing Street Communications chief, says mistrust is in a bind.
She's basically in a situation where whatever she chooses to do, she's going to lose some form of credibility. If she chooses to move on tax cuts or push them to the right into the future, that is not going to look terribly credible for somebody who campaigned to say on day one, I'm going to cut taxes. If she doesn't, she loses credibility, because can she win votes in the House of Commons? So it's an extraordinarily difficult situation for her to be in.
The NHS has issued its first ever amber alert for critical blood shortages in England and is asking hospitals to find ways to reserve stocks. The Blood and Transplant Service aims to have 6 days of supply of blood, but currently the overall level is just over 3 days. The Supreme Court has heard 2 days of legal arguments about whether or not the Scottish Government has the power to hold an independence referendum without Westminster's consent. Nicola Sturgeon wants to hold a vote next year. Human remains have been found by detectives in Milton Keynes as part of their search for a woman who's been missing since 2019. Leah Croucher, who was 19, disappeared on her way to work. A group of more than 50 Western countries have promised more weapons for Ukraine, saying they're determined to support Kyiv for the long haul. Representatives of NATO have been meeting in Brussels, along with other member states of the so-called Contact Group on Ukraine. And the BBC News presenter George Alagaya will take a break from TV because he's discovered his cancer has spread. The 66-year-old was diagnosed with stage 4 bowel cancer in 2014 and has presented on and off since then.
F1.
Checker flag is out though for Max Verstappen. Verstappen comes across the line, takes the checker flag and wins the Japanese Grand Prix. Oh, big lock-up from Leclerc. Has he overcooked it? He has. Leclerc's off. Leclerc's off at the final corner. Bounces back onto the circuit. Holds the position. Gets a big slide. Perez tried to get past him, but Leclerc blocked him.
F1.
Get reaction and analysis from the Japanese Grand Prix with 5 Live's Checkered Flag podcast.
Yeah, luckily we got the race. The fans deserve that.
Available now on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Live Sport, the Champions League with Kelly Cates.
And 5 Live Sport comes to you this evening from Ibrox, where it's currently Rangers 1, Liverpool 1. We'll be back with our commentary team of Jonathan Woodgate and John Murray very shortly. In the other sport headlines this evening, David Malan hit 82 as England beat Australia by 8 runs in their second T20. It means England lead the 3-match series 2-0. Meanwhile, the Surrey all-rounder Will Jacks has been called into the England Test squad for the first time. He's part of the 15-man party that will be on the tour of Pakistan in December. Seamer Stuart Broad will miss the tour with the birth of his first child due in November. And there's no place for opener Alex Lees, who's played England's past 10 tests but missed out on a central contract. Former Liverpool and Tottenham goalkeeper Brad Friedel is still with us. Brad, ahead of the second half of this game between Rangers and Liverpool, it hasn't been Liverpool back to their best, but there was certainly urgency at times. We saw signs of some of the creativity that they have on offer. What do you expect from them in the second half? What do you think they have to do?
Well, I think they now know the fight that Rangers are going to give them. I think Jurgen Klopp will be contemplating who in fact he wants to bring in as the substitute. You know, he's got a wealth of talent on the bench, and Jota, Robertson, Salah, Thiago. So we'll see who he wants to bring in. I'm sure he would like to rest all of them before they play Manchester City if he can. So if they could score an early goal or two. But he's also going to want to get the 3 points on the board. So I think the big thing for Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool is who are they going to bring in with a little bit of an eye on that Manchester City fixture.
Obviously, Rangers have already been forced into a substitution in defence with the injury to Goldson. King's come on in his place, the 18-year-old who played at Anfield. But it's an opportunity there for Liverpool's, at times, sort of front three or 3 forward players, if you like. There's Carvalho's in there, Nunez is in there, but there's the experience of Roberto Firmino. And Ian says on social media, Firmino's having one of those just give the ball to Bobby games. He said he loves that man. How impressed have you been with him and the contribution that he's made in that first 45 minutes?
Yeah, it looks very comfortable, very confident. He's a skillful player. I think Carvalho's, I wouldn't say struggled is a harsh word, but he lost the ball in the goal, and he's found the physicality a little bit difficult. Firmino's been Liverpool's best player, especially going forward. Scored the goal. I think you'd question the defending on the goal, but yeah, he's an important piece to this. And with a young, inexperienced defender, I'm sure he's going to try to expose that. And I think Rangers, on the other hand, are going to try to expose Gomez a little bit more in the right back position for Liverpool.
What have you made of Darwin Nunez, who's managed to get a few appearances in a row together for Liverpool? His start interrupted, obviously, by the red card that he got early on in the season. What have you thought of him tonight?
When players come into the Premier League, some players just hit the ground running, and some, even though it doesn't matter sometimes how good they are, how good they turn out in the Premier League, it just takes them a little bit of time to get used to the league. Far too early to make decisions on him, but it's taking him a little bit more time to get flowing. I think it's a bit unfair that when they first came in, a lot of people were comparing them to Haaland. They're two, as you can see, completely different players, and Haaland can't stop scoring, and Nunez needs to find his feet. I think Jurgen Klopp very rarely gets signings wrong, so I'm sure we're going to see the best, so to speak. The best is yet to come of Nunez. He hasn't been that consistent as of yet, but I think there's a good player in there, no doubt. We've seen it. That's why Liverpool signed him. So let's hope for Liverpool that he can start the fire.
Brad, for now, thank you very much. Brad Friedel is back with us at full time in this game here at Ibrox. But taking you through the second half, it's Jonathan Woodgate and John Murray.
Yes, thank you, Kelly. Rangers 1, Liverpool 1 in this Champions League Group A. Matchday 4, as UEFA call it. And Liverpool players out there on the pitch. Jordan Henderson just geeing up his teammates. No further changes at the break. So Rangers, having made that change that we mentioned, McGregor in goal, Tavernier, substitute King, Davis and Barisic, Jack and Lundstram, Sakala, Arfield, Kent and Cholak, and Liverpool with Alisson in goal, Gomez, Kanate, Van Dijk and Tsimikas, the back four, Fabinho and Henderson in the middle, then Elliott mainly on the right, Carvalho mainly on the left, and Firmino and Nunez as the front men in the middle. But it is quite fluid, as Jonathan Woodgate was saying in the first half. Jonathan Woodgate, former England defender, is here with us at Ibrox. Second half underway, and Liverpool already a long throw as Liverpool play from right to left as we look in our excellent position, very close to the pitch. But Rangers have the ball back inside their own half, and it is Leon King who brings it forward, but then as Nunez comes across, turns it back to goalkeeper McGregor. So what do you think? What do you think second half, Jonathan?
Like I said earlier, both teams need to win the game. They have to win the Liverpool want to win the game, so they're better off in the group and to start that mentality again. And Rangers want to prove they can play at this level.
Sakala just tackling back and catching Tsimikas. The ball bounced up to sort of shoulder height, didn't it? He put the challenge in, caught the man, free kick to Liverpool.
If also the Rangers, if they get the ball down the sides of the two Liverpool fullbacks, they'll cause them problems, as they showed in the first half with Kent and Sakala, who were really aggressive at times and need to do that more in the second half.
Yep. Tsimikas has done pretty well, actually. This is the 5th match in a row that he started. Well, Andy Robertson's been out, but Robertson is on the substitutes bench tonight, so it'll be interesting to see if we see him tonight with Manchester City on Sunday in mind. Salah on the bench as well, Thiago, as Liverpool have it centrally. And here is Jordan Henderson. Henderson, short pass to Firmino. Firmino is able to move to his left. Might have just been caught late there by Lundstram, but was able to find the pass to Carvalho. Plenty of tricks from Carvalho. He's beaten Tavernier, he's beaten Sakala, and now Firmino gives it to Elliott, and Elliott works it to the right to Gomez, who's arriving and shooting into the legs of Davis, and the ball bounces away for Rangers.
The awareness of Firmino, he must have eyes in the back of his head. He's just constantly head on the swivel, looking around. He knows the picture, he can see it. Outstanding play, movement.
We had a great view of that, didn't we? In the, as you met, here is Firmino again. Firmino playing it square on the edge of the box. Elliott gets it down and shoots, but he shoots straight into Barisic. Liverpool again, though, they're really cranking up the pressure on Rangers here in the early moments of the second half. Elliott, oh, lovely, round Lundstram, and he was caught. Lundstram knew he'd been beaten and just caught him. Down went Elliott, free kick to Liverpool, right of centre.
Just a bit too quick there, Elliott, wasn't he? Lundstram just lunging at him. But we were saying earlier there, John, about Firmino. You saw that bit of movement. That's called opposite movement. So he goes one way, then he comes the other. Brilliant bit of movement, wasn't just to see it, how like sharp it was, but in the same way so clear to see it. Fantastic player.
And the pass to Gomez as well, as Jonathan says, you know, we could see that he was not looking, just expected Gomez to arrive, which he did, and Gomez's shot was blocked. He's never scored for Liverpool, Gomez. Free kick though, this is quite an acute angle over towards the right hand side. So Tsimikas is there, Henderson is talking to him. The Rangers wall is being set up. 3-4 men in the Rangers wall. Still the referee is speaking to those Rangers players in the wall. Ryan Jack on the end of it is just turning and talking to his goalkeeper Alan McGregor, who is a couple of yards off his line. Tsimikas has just placed the ball again. Henderson moves away to the left and behind the ball. Tsimikas is to the right. It's Tsimikas who comes up and he's absolutely ballooned it high over the top of the wall. Never threatened the goal, never threatened to threaten the goal. And it was into the lower tier of the Broom Lawn stand to our left. In the Championship, Bristol City 1, Preston 0 is the latest score at Ashton Gate. Robert Atkinson opening the scoring. They're underway in the second half as well at Tottenham, where Spurs are leading Eintracht Frankfurt by 3-1, but all square here. 1-1, where Rangers are looking for their first point or points in the Champions League for 12 years, having scored their first goal. Arfield, the first man to score for Rangers in the Champions League group since Kenny Miller, who is here tonight. Here's Sakala. Sakala moving infield, might have been fouled, but it was taken up by Jack, who gives it to Tavernier, and Tavernier's cross towards the back post is headed down. Jack very nearly got there, but Van Dijk did and was able to clear it away inside the 6-yard box. That's Rangers' best moment so far of the second half. And you can hear what effect that has had on the almost 50,000 Rangers fans. There are 2,600 Liverpool fans in the corner on the opposite side, away to our left. Dry night, and we can see the moon now, and what a moon it is as well, up beyond the Copeland Road stand. Throw-in taken by Rangers. Arfield goes back to the halfway line, and then it all comes all the way back to King inside his own half. King rolls his foot over the ball and gives it to the right-hand side to Tavernier, and Tavernier's high ball lands beyond Jack, who's running onto it, but Van Dijk was able to get there first, and Tsimikas turns it infield. Fabinho back to Tsimikas, just had too much on it, and it rolls out of play. And a little exchange of words between Tsimikas and Fabinho. And now Lundstrom playing it forward, but that was blocked, and Liverpool break forward, and Nunez back to Henderson, and Henderson plays it behind Nunez. Be interesting to see what he does with this. He's done well with it. He's given it to Carvalho, and Carvalho takes on King, and now Nunez is into the penalty area, but Lundstrom recovers well, puts in the challenge, and it bounces behind for a corner to Liverpool.
Tracked him brilliantly well. It's what the midfielders need to do at times when the full-back gets drawn out and the centre-half doesn't go across. There's a big gap. Lundstrom does it really well. Good tackle on Darwin Nunez.
They bounced back onto Nunez, you know, that should have been a goal kick, I think I'm right in saying that. Just saw it on the screen in front of us. Rangers 1, Liverpool 1, 5 Live, Radio Merseyside from the BBC, and BBC Sounds as well. The sirens are going off. Mayday, mayday. Here is Tsimikas, deep corner towards the back post, which is headed away, comes out to Henderson, who misses his kick. It's an awkward one, hip height. Yeah, a swing and a miss, but Fabinho's behind him, and that's an overhead pass from Fabinho, and it just bounces straight through for a goal kick. So let's hear, for the first time since the second half began at Tottenham, from Alistair Bruce Ball.
Tottenham 3, Frankfurt 1, nearly 4-1 early in this second half. Richarlison did brilliantly on the right-hand side, just curled a delicious cross into space. Sessegnon attacked it, and Frankfurt managed to scramble it away. Corner coming for Tottenham. They're leading 3-1. As it stands, they are going to be a point clear at the top of a very tight Group D.
Another one of the great Portuguese clubs, Porto, are now winning 2-0 away against Bayer Leverkusen. That's in the group where it finished Atletico Madrid 0, Club Brugge 0. And Inter have equalised against Barcelona. Nicolo Barella, the Italian international, has made it 1-1. Liverpool win a free kick on the halfway line. Jonathan, I was just glancing at that score when they won that free kick, but Henderson's going to take it quickly to Firmino. That's a lovely turn from him. Liverpool's goal scorer, their number 9, slips it through to Nunez, whose shot is blocked. Davis did well, went with the Uruguayan and was able to put in a challenge, and the ball rolled wide of the goal.
The weight of the pass of Firmino there into Nunez. Just wanted that extra touch there, Nunez, but Firmino's a joy to watch. When he's playing like this, he's an absolute joy to watch. You can see why the Liverpool fans absolutely adore him.
Yeah, they need him as well, with Diaz out with this injury that he picked up on Sunday. But that now, for Firmino this season, that's 7 goals in his 12 appearances this season. As Elliott wins the ball back inside his own half and looks to get it back. Liverpool looking to break. First pass was missed, actually, but Fabinho was onto that, and Gomez plays it over the top to Nunez, and Nunez goes for goal early, but swept his shot as it bounced down on the half volley from, 25 yards, and that was over by about 6 yards over the top of the bar.
Must have been an incredible finish from it, put that away. One more touch, maybe just reset it. But
he fancied it, though,
he fancied it way over the crossbar.
Yeah, it would have been, if he caught it as he wanted, that would have been an absolute snorter. Elliott heading the ball out to Gomez on the right-hand side, and Gomez, who really is getting forward in this second half, and his ball across, Firmino is there! And side-foots it in, 6 yards out. A beautiful finish from Liverpool's top scorer this season. 2 in the match for him. And Liverpool, who were 1-0 down here at Ibrox, now lead by 2-1, and 2 for Firmino.
It was brilliant from Gomez. The pace down the wing, the weight of pass into Firmino. Firmino read the line beautifully, but what a ball in by Gomez. He's onside, and all he had to do was composure. Firmino, what a finish. He's been the star player. If you're looking for a player, he's been absolutely outstanding from minute one. Stood up for Liverpool.
Lovely on his left foot. Actually tucked it underneath McGregor and into the net. Rangers 1, Liverpool 2 now. And Roberto Firmino, what a start this is. What a start. I mean, his best season, if you remember, for Liverpool was back in 2017, 2018, when he scored 27 goals in all competitions. But since then, it's been 16, 12, 9, 11, but already now 8 this season.
Probably why, though, John, if you look at it, he sacrificed himself for the team. He does that much work off the ball, and the Liverpool fans appreciate that because of the work rate he does, and he sacrifices his goal input to supply like Salah and Mane when he was here.
Liverpool now ahead in the match, on course with this scoreline to make it 3 Champions League group wins in a row, and Rangers staring at defeat. But if you haven't been listening, this match has been much more of a contest than last week, although it could hardly be less. Carvalho chipping the ball across, Elliott then chips it over, and now Firmino, who's on a hat-trick, down towards the dead ball line. Firmino finds Carvalho, and then Firmino back to Henderson. Roberto Firmino, who is also out of contract at the end of this season, and Liverpool have put the ball out of play, Konate, because Ryan Jack has gone down, and he, I think, will need some treatment, Ryan Jack. I'm not sure what's happened there, but the medical people come on. But out of contract at the end of the season, seemingly there's been no word yet of whether there have been talks about the possibility of extending it. But remember, he is 31 years old.
But if you look at the impact that Firmino's going to have on the younger players, Carvalho, Elliott, all the young players coming through that system, he's going to have a huge impact on them. I was in my pro license today with one of the Liverpool coaches, under 23 coaches, and he said Firmino trained with them for a few days, and he said he was absolutely brilliant. Attitude first and foremost, ability secondly, he was just great with all the lads. He's the type of character who talks to younger players. You don't always get that in football, yet sometimes you get senior players who can be quite arrogant. Firmino was the total opposite and a true gentleman, and he's just showed tonight how good he is, by the way.
Yeah, well, I mean, that touch, he made it look simple, that finish, and you know, he's a sort of friendly-faced individual, isn't he, with his smile and those lovely teeth of his, of course, that dazzles you. Ryan Jack, that's going to be it for Ryan Jack. Stephen Davis, Roddy's coming on.
Stephen Davis, and that's normally this is the stage of the game though where Stephen Davis goes off. So they're bringing on legs that have got half an hour in them at least.
So Liverpool with the ball inside their own half and leading by 2-1, playing at the moment with 10 men because Ryan Jack's evening is over. But the veteran Stephen Davis waiting down there, started at Anfield last week. The 37-year-old Northern Ireland international. Here's Henderson. Henderson playing the ball across towards Van Dijk. With this scoreline, of course, it would confirm that Rangers would not be able to qualify for the last 16 of the Champions League this season. But Liverpool coming forward with Elliott, who passes it back. Still are playing with 10 men because the ball's not gone out of play, Rangers. So Liverpool with Van Dijk forward towards Nunez. We're talking about Firmino, but really, you know, we should be talking as well about Gomez and the role that he played in that goal. Fabinho chipping the ball over the top. That's headed away by Davis on the edge of the area. Henderson now out towards the right-hand side. Gomez with a touch. And now little Elliott will take it on. Quick feet from him. Almost Salah-like. Passes the ball into the box to Carvalho. And Carvalho's cross is headed away by Davis. And Liverpool have cranked it up in this second half. They've got that second goal to go in front. But it was almost Alexander-Arnold-like, the role that Gomez played in that goal. Here's Elliott again, does well, beats Barisic. Left-footed shot is straight at McGregor, who's able to catch the bouncing ball into his chest.
So sharp, Harvey Elliott. But you're on there about Gomez there. It was a brilliant ball in. To swerve it round, it was an eye of the needle stuff to get it through to Firmino.
And you know, it's almost as if we've, I can imagine the talk at half-time to Gomez to get forward from Jurgen Klopp. And here's Carvalho as Liverpool come forward again. Sweep forward they do. Nunez now saw the chance to shoot, but he shot into the legs of Tavernier, and Rangers have been able to clear it away. And there's a Liverpool man, Henderson, is down inside the Liverpool half. And Rangers finally, they've played with 10 men there for probably three minutes or more. But he's on now, Rangers number 10, and while they make that change, back to Alistair Bruce Ball at Tottenham.
Tottenham 3, Frankfurt 1, Eintracht Frankfurt now down to 10 men. Brazilian centre-back Tuta sent off, 2 yellow cards in quick succession. The second one, he just couldn't handle Son. Kane had already been fouled, referee was playing an advantage, Son had turned him, he was trying to get away on goal, and Tuta dragged him down. Red card, Tottenham 3, Frankfurt 1.
Jordan Henderson, I think, is okay, Jonathan. He's certainly back on his feet again as Gomez passes the ball forward and gets it back on the halfway line, and Jordan Henderson now in possession. Yep, seems okay.
Yeah, he looked like he just got a little clip on the ankles by Lundstrom, but he's fine now. He's walking down that. Can't see Jordan Henderson wanting to come off in this game.
Carvalho does well there, under pressure from 2 Rangers players, holds them off, finds the pass down the left to Tsimikas. Sakala tracking back, puts in the tackle. Liverpool have upped it in the second half. There's no question.
There's no question. Yeah, exactly. Of whatever Jurgen Klopp said at them at half-time, they've upped the ante, they've upped the gears, and it's hard for Rangers because Liverpool are a really top team.
2-1 Liverpool lead. Earlier, if you haven't heard, Napoli won 4-2 against Ajax in this group. Rangers have still got to go to Napoli. Liverpool's next match is away against Ajax, their next match in the Champions League. Liverpool with it back to Van Dijk. And Tsimikas plays the ball off. Well, I thought it had taken a touch off Tavernier, but it didn't, so it's a throw into Rangers just down in front of us. Here, our position just left of centre. Actually, we're looking more or less across the middle of the Rangers defensive half, and they cross the halfway line with Barisic, and Barisic's pass looking for Kent, but Gomez defensively does his good work there, and Liverpool played up towards Nunez again. Rangers trying to re-establish a foothold really in the match, because Liverpool now dominating them from the back, from substitute King. His pass for Sakala, but Tsimikas wins the header and it bounces out of play, and it's a throw into Rangers near the halfway line. Goal back for Victoria Plitzen, who are now 4-1 down to Bayern Munich. And the referee's attention has been drawn by something down here in front of us. Thiago, who's warming up with 4 of his teammates. I think the referee is suggesting that Thiago has strayed onto the pitch while he's been warming up, and the referee is telling Thiago that he can't come over the white line, and Thiago is saying, I've not been over the white line, I'm behind the white line.
John, I think it's the blue marked lines that he's insisting.
Go over
if you're warming up.
Yeah, and Thiago's actually pointing to the white line, but anyway,
it's a bit petty, isn't it, from the ref? It's slightly petty from the ref. You can't come over the blue line.
Get a big tick in a UEFA meeting for that one, though, won't he? Crikey, that would be a big blue tick or a white tick.
Players also don't like to run on the AstroTurf, by the way. Over the blue line's grass, but the other side's Astro.
Porto now 3-0 up on Bayer Leverkusen. Leverkusen 0, Porto 3. And the ball bounces out of play near the halfway line over on the far side for a throw-in to Rangers. You're just keeping an eye on Thiago down there, who is he is jumping over the blue line. He's going to be in big trouble.
It's right, you know, they don't like running on AstroTurf. If you watch them, they'll run on the grass bit.
He's over that line. He's over that blue line. Here's Van Dijk chesting the ball down inside his own half. Anyway, the point's been made, and that's the important thing. Alisson to the halfway line. Carvalho. He has caught the eye tonight, Carvalho, hasn't he?
I like him.
Yeah, really good.
Balance.
Yeah, first Champions League start for Liverpool for him. Long one forward. McGregor's come into his full-back position, clears the ball over the head of Thiago. I hope he's minding his P's and Q's down there. And it's out for a throw-in for Liverpool. So Thiago actually kicks the ball back to Tsimikas is really risking it now. Fabinho, then back to Van Dijk inside his own half. 2-1 Liverpool lead. Liverpool, Manchester City at Anfield on Sunday. 5 Live is the place to hear that. And Inter now lead Barcelona by 2-1 in the Nou Camp. So Lautaro Martinez has scored the second for Inter, who are 2-1 up on Barcelona, who could be in trouble in the Champions League. Liverpool preparing to make a couple of changes, and Salah is coming on, Jonathan, down there. So Mo Salah will get the last 25 minutes or so of this match. And also, I think that's Andy Robertson. It is, yes, I can see his number 26 now, so he's going to make his comeback. The Scotland captain, the former Celtic fan, will make his comeback here at Ibrox. So McGregor, inside his penalty area, clears the ball to Fabinho, does well, holds off Davis and plays it through, and Firmino, and Nunez with a shot, tucks it away. 3-1, Liverpool lead. So simple, right through the middle of the Rangers defence. And after Rangers were in front tonight in the first half, now it's going to be Liverpool's night again, surely after that. Rangers 1, Liverpool 3, and Darwin Nunez scores his 4th goal for Liverpool.
Do you know, when you talk about world class, anyone watching the television tonight or listening on this radio station now, the touch from Roberto Firmino was absolutely world class. World class. It's like a Cruyff. I can't really describe how good it is. It's like a Cruyff term, but it's a brilliant assist. And Darwin Nunez, fair play, takes his time, side foot, lovely finish.
It's a sort of flick with the outside of his heel right into the path of...
as a centre-back, I've never done that much, John.
Rolled it just into the path of Nunez, who was, 16 yards out, given the angle, and just tucked it away with his right foot. And Rangers 1, Liverpool 3 is the score. Darwin Nunez, as I say, 4 goals for Liverpool now, yet to score at Anfield. And boos for Andy Robertson, as I say, the former Celtic fan, who is coming on. And Tsimikas and Henderson are off. And Thiago won't have to worry about crossing that line down there anymore, because he's on the field. He can do what he likes now out there.
3 decent subs, huh?
So Salah,
Thiago, Robertson.
Yeah, and that's it for Darwin Nunez. His night's work is done, and he's collected another goal tonight.
Yeah, he got his goal. I wouldn't say it was the most complete performance from a 9 I've ever seen, but he's got his goal. His confidence is going to grow. Don't forget, this season he's played in a struggling Liverpool team at times. That's not easy.
And Jurgen Klopp making those 3 changes there. 3-1 up, Manchester City on Sunday. And, the decision there was instant from Jurgen Klopp. Preston have equalised at Ashton Gate. Bristol City 1, Preston 1, Andrew Hughes with the equaliser for Preston. 7:45 kick-off, that one. 8 o'clock start in these later matches in the Champions League, of course. And Liverpool on the way to victory, you would think, barring some remarkable comeback for Rangers.
They've upped the ante in the second half, and it's okay for teams to stay with a team for 45 minutes. It's a 90-minute game, and Liverpool have just gone up levels.
That's Jonathan Woodgate with us on 5 Live tonight here at Ibrox. We'll have more from Brad Friedel later as well. 5 Live Sport on air till 10:30 tonight. And we'll try and bring you the interviews. If you don't hear them tonight, they'll be on the Football Daily podcast, which you can download for free. Subscribe, BBC Sounds, for the Football Daily podcast. And this is a red button night as well, so you can listen to the commentary alongside the graphics, the video printer, if you click on 5 Live final score. Ball played forward for Sakala, but now with the captain's armband on, Van Dijk is able to usher him away, but it comes back to Davis, and now Tavernier on the edge of the box, but Tavernier plays it behind Lundstrom, and it has to go back into the centre circle for Rangers. For once in the second half, Liverpool having to defend here. They've certainly gone up a gear or 2 in the second half. After what was, quite an evenly contested first 45 minutes or so, but Rangers with it on the left-hand side. Here's the cross, Barisic into the area, looking for Cholak in the middle, but it was headed away by Van Dijk. And now Lundstrom is able to send a cushioned volley back to King in the centre circle. Rangers go out to the left again. Barisic, the Croatian international. Back to one of the Englishmen in the Rangers starting lineup. Then Davis, and now King into the centre circle. Lundstram glides onto this. King has Salah now hovering around in front of him, so turns and plays the ball back to goalkeeper McGregor. So Rangers with it inside their own half, leading by 3-1. So both of the Premier League clubs with a 3-1 lead tonight. 3-1 here in Glasgow to Liverpool, and Tottenham 3-1 up in London against Eintracht Frankfurt. 20 minutes to play, and the atmosphere has definitely taken a hit after that Darwin Núñez goal. Here's Thiago through the middle, clips the ball forward. Salah takes it down, shoots into the legs of McGregor, who was attempting a kind of star jump, and the shot from Salah hit his legs and bounced away. But Sakala has been able to get the ball past Van Dijk, and Sakala plays it across, but the covering challenge was there. The slide from Konate. I think they're saying, the Rangers fans, that it might have struck an arm of Konate on its way back to Alisson, but the referee's not interested.
One end to the other. Last season, Salah, you'd back him to score that. It's good save by McGregor, but then on the counter-attack the other end, Sakala was on a race with Van Dijk. A good block in the end by Konate.
Liverpool with Thiago. Lifts a pass out to the left-hand side. Now Robertson drives it across. Elliott brings it down, and Elliott got it all wrong and actually lifts it to the back post, where Robertson volleys it across, but it was already out before the Robertson volley. And Elliott there, he actually had some space there inside the penalty area, and just hit it.
Never. I've done that an awful lot of times. To be honest with you, John, I couldn't control a ball like Harvey Elliott could control a ball. We all have missed it.
Diogo Jota is going to be the next Liverpool man to come on. There was, I think Jurgen Klopp suggested, didn't he, before the match in one of the interviews that he gave, that there was a bit of a question mark over his fitness. So they weren't going to take a risk with him, but he must be okay because he's coming onto the field. And it's Roberto Firmino who's leaving the pitch. Thiago comes across. The two of them have a little laugh together. And here he is leaving the field now, replaced by Diogo Jota. 2 goals and also that lovely assist for Núñez.
Standout performer by some distance for 72 minutes. It's been a pleasure to watch him play this game. I think he's been brilliant. When Liverpool have needed him, he stepped up to the mark. Like you say, John, 2 goals and an outstanding assist.
And if it is the case that there's not yet been any talks about a new contract, I think if I were Roberto Firmino's representatives, I think I'd be making noises, wouldn't you?
Liverpool behind the scenes regarding contract negotiations, they know exactly what they're doing. Julian Ward is a new sporting director, done a brilliant job shadowing Michael Edwards over the last couple of seasons. I'm sure they'll have that all on lockdown.
Yes, and I'm sure his representatives don't need me to remind them what to do. I suspect they're quite sharp. As the ball bounces out of play on the halfway line. They tend to be, don't they, those types? They don't miss many tricks, do they? No.
They know exactly what they're doing.
Yes, they do.
He's learned off Michael as well, so he's in good hands.
Rangers going to make another change, and it's Scott Wright who's going to come onto the field. Oh, Alisson almost gets himself into bother, but is able to turn and play the ball away. Does well actually in the end against Cholak, and it was helped forward, but it comes back again, and Alisson has given Van Dijk a big shout there, and Van Dijk allows the ball to bounce through to the goalkeeper.
Little Cruyff turn outside of the foot pass.
It has gone wrong for him in the past before, but not tonight. Rangers 1, Liverpool 3. Bristol City are back in front. Robert Atkinson scored his 2nd goal of the game. So Bristol City 2-1 up, and that's in the 90th minute. And here comes Jota for Liverpool to the edge of the area, plays it square. Carvalho's onto this, shoots into the legs of Tavernier, and then on the as he tried to keep possession, I think he was caught. Referee allows play to continue. Elliott goes for goal, and it dips narrowly over the top of the crossbar from what will that be, 20 yards plus on the right-hand side. Let's bring in Ruddy Forsyth again.
Just to let you know that Matondo is also going to come on, so we're going to see a double substitution here, with Rangers presumably trying to take the game to Liverpool for the last 15 minutes, and you would imagine it would be either Arfield or Sakala who would make way with us. In fact, Morelos is also going to come on, so that looks like the end of the night for one striker who hasn't had a touch on goal yet.
Thank you, Roddy. Rangers 1, Liverpool 3. Rangers on the back foot again, though, before they can make those changes. Clearance from King, bounces back into the area. Salah has threaded it in. Super finish from Salah. And the Liverpool fans behind him in that corner all rise to their feet to acclaim Mo Salah, who threaded it in. I don't know how he found the space there. And Liverpool now lead by 4-1 here at Ibrox.
Was it an incredible touch? Brought it out the sky, took it on a sixpence. What a touch. There was spin on the ball and everything. And then the finish past McGregor, nonchalant, just toe pokes it home. McGregor probably didn't think he was going to do that, but it's literally a toe poke into the far corner.
Jurgen Klopp's reaction was very graphic, by the way, if you get the chance to see it. He seemed an extremely contented man at that stage.
And here come the Rangers changes. And we're just seeing a replay of Jurgen Klopp's fist bump, punch of the fist, and Rangers making these changes now. So Sakala makes way. Cholak replaced by Morelos. Scott Wright is on as well for Ryan Kent. So Matondo on the right-hand side did well when he came on at Anfield last week, but the game's gone. Liverpool leading by 4-1. Victoria Plutzen, who were 4-0 down, mind you, have scored a second goal. So Plutzen 2, Bayern Munich 4, and free kick to Rangers on the halfway line that Lundstram is looking to take. So Matondo on the right and right on the left, if I can put it in those terms. Here is Tavernier in the full-back position, the Liverpool full-back position, and in slides King with a challenge. Rangers were fortunate there to get the ball back. Davis plays it towards the edge of the penalty area. It's worked square, back to Davis. Davis now to Tavernier, but a stretch from Andy Robertson, who wins it back. And Robertson back in action for the first time since Naples, when Liverpool started with that 4-1 defeat. But Liverpool themselves winning 4-1 here. So for Rangers on their return to the Champions League now, it doesn't look good, does it? 4-0 away to Ajax, 3-0 at home to Napoli, 2-0 at Anfield, and 4-1 down here to Liverpool in the return match. It really has been a step up that they've not been able to deal with.
It's a step up in pure class, and you've seen that in the second half, John, with just the performance of Firmino, with Salah coming on and scoring a goal, Darwin Núñez. Well, they've raised the bar in the second half, Liverpool, and Rangers haven't been able to stay with them. It's understandable, by the way. You're talking about different budgets and different players altogether. So Liverpool are on a different wavelength compared to Rangers financially.
Yeah, we were making that point last week as well. Liverpool are going to bring James Milner on next to replace Konate. So Joe Gomez, I guess, will move across into central defence. While they do that, let's get another update from Alistair Bruce Ball at Tottenham.
12 minutes to go. Tottenham 3, Eintracht Frankfurt 1. A procession, really. Tutu was sent off for Frankfurt on the hour mark. Son has come close to his hat-trick again. Tottenham look to have eased off it a bit. Big game in the Premier League against Everton here on Saturday. Son and Kane are still out there, though, and as things stand, Tottenham are going top of Group D, because Marseille still 2-0 up away to Sporting. Tottenham 3, Frankfurt 1 here.
Yes, that Tottenham-Everton game is our 5:30 commentary match on 5 Live this weekend, and Wolves-Nottingham Forest is the 3 o'clock commentary match with Ian Dennis and Chris Waddle, and 5 Live will be the place to listen to Liverpool against Manchester City on Sunday. Liverpool, who've lost 1 of their last 42 home matches in all competitions, incidentally. Salah playing the ball forward from the halfway line, but Elliott can't reach that, and it's out of play for a throw to Rangers.
I love it when you give me them stats, John. I absolutely love it.
Well, it must be a big crisis, mustn't it, for Liverpool, when you've lost just 1 of your last 42 home matches. Here's Jota playing it through. Salah on the edge of the area. Oh, this could be ominous. It is. It's another one for Salah. It's a 5th for Liverpool, and this now really has a ring of embarrassment about it for Rangers, who led on the night, but now find themselves 5-1 down to Liverpool.
The finish from Salah. He's been on the pitch, 7 minutes? And he could have had a hat-trick already, but his finish there, he just stopped the ball, he put his ABS brakes on and just bent it past McGregor. Not much of a celebration. It's probably like a thing to say, I'm still here, I'm still there. And it was an extraordinary finish. How he slows himself down, rolls his foot over the ball, and McGregor has no chance.
2 goals in 4 minutes for Salah. 76th and the 80th minutes of the match, and Rangers 1, Liverpool 5. And it's the Liverpool fans now, you can hear the 2,600 or so of them in the corner of Ibrox celebrating joyously. And what has been a night that really had so much promise for Rangers in the first half, particularly that Arfield goal, the first goal that they've scored in the Champions League for 12 years. Now this scoreline, I mean, this is quite ugly, isn't it, for them?
Well, you wouldn't have expected it when they came out to the second half. You wouldn't expect this scoreline because Rangers were well in the game. But
here they come
Liverpool
again.
Have got world-class players.
Here they come again. Jota has given it to Salah, who scored another. He scored a hat-trick. A quick fire. Mo Salah hat-trick at Ibrox. Left foot whip across McGregor into the far corner. And he scored 3 goals in 5 minutes. A hat-trick in 5 minutes at Ibrox for Mo Salah after coming on as a substitute.
It's a brilliant finish, but McGregor stands absolutely no chance. He just bends it round. If you can imagine Mo Salah coming in off the left hand and just bends it in the far corner. It's a brilliant finish, but do you know what? When your manager leaves you out of a team, you come and score a hat-trick, like Son did for Tottenham when Conte left him out of the team. Salah has done exactly the same.
Well, that is absolute Champions League dynamite from Mo Salah, and it means the scoreline is now Rangers 1, Liverpool 6. And I'm afraid the Rangers followers will be reaching for the record books now with a scoreline like this. 6-1 down at home in the Champions League. And there are lots of empty blue seats appearing around all of the 4 stands of Ibrox in the home sections. And it promised so much in the first half for Rangers, but Liverpool have just left them behind in the second half.
Second half have just blown them away. It's like an 800-metre run. First 400 metres you're in it, the next 400 metres you're out of it.
And here they come again. Salah, who's just scored his 5th hat-trick for Liverpool, gives it to Elliott, and Elliott now looks hungry as well, and Elliott plays it through, and Jota, and Salah back to Jota inside the area. Rangers gratefully scramble it away. Relief that there wasn't a 7th in there. Rangers with right overhits the ball downfield, and Alisson's got it comfortably for Liverpool on the edge of his own penalty area. What a miserable experience this is. You know, that excitement. I was there the night that Čolak scored that goal in Eindhoven and Rangers got back into the Champions League. You know, they dreamed of it. I mean, they still get the riches, round about £30 million or euros, I think it is, that you know, is so important for Rangers. But on the pitch, I mean, it's turned into a nightmare. And actually, when you think about it, there's Thiago fouls right on the halfway line, and that's a free kick, and it's not going to be a yellow card. The referee just gives the free kick.
It has turned into a nightmare for Rangers. It has. You're dealing with a top player in Salah, just to come off the bench and make that difference with Firmino. Top players who do it at the top, who really do it when the game needs something to produce the goods. When they're talked about and people are saying lack of form, they produce. And both players, Firmino and Salah, have done that in this occasion.
Bristol City have beaten Preston by 2-1. So that is Bristol City's first win in 6 matches. Been a poor run, just 1 point in that time. But they've beaten Preston tonight with 2 goals from Robert Atkinson. And also Barcelona have made it 2-2. Lewandowski has scored for Barcelona, and that is 2-2 now at the Nou Camp. So Rangers 1, Liverpool 6 is the remarkable scoreline here at Ibrox. It was 1-1 at half-time, and Liverpool have scored 5 goals in the second half. Salah's got 3 of them. Nunez, Firmino got his second of the match before he went off. And Rangers are looking absolutely ragged as Milner plays the ball back to Alisson in the penalty area behind him. And now thousands of people have left Ibrox. There are so many. There are thousands of empty seats. There's Thiago. You can't blame them. Those great nights that they've had over the years here at Ibrox in European competitions. But Liverpool have just absolutely run away with it. And here is Diogo Jota running away with the ball down the left wing. Jota, who is challenged by King, and the ball bounces behind for a Liverpool corner from the left-hand side.
You feel for Rangers, John, because first half a really good performance, but second half, like I said previously, when world-class players turn up, it's hard to stop them.
Here's Robertson walking down into that corner. He's only been on the winning side once before against Rangers in all competitions, back in his Dundee United days. And here he is down in that corner, taking this set piece for Liverpool to the near post, but that is up and headed away by Stephen Davis. Thiago, lovely touch, gives it back to Robertson. Bit of swagger about him there. Great way for Liverpool this to warm up for Manchester City on Sunday, as Carvalho and Robertson combine on the left-hand side. Carvalho into Thiago. Thiago, a reverse pass to Salah, who plays it across, and an important stop, but there's Elliott to score as the ball bounces to him, but the offside flag was up against Jota in the middle, who had the first opportunity that was blocked. So Rangers get away with it this time.
Jota will be disappointed he didn't finish it in the first place, because again, Mo Salah, Carvalho does really well. Thiago, no look pass. It's not offside.
Oh, they're checking, and this could be a goal.
It's not offside.
They are checking to see if this Elliott goal will stand, and he's waiting to find out. The players have gone back to the halfway line. The referee is waiting. He's saying wait to McGregor, and this could be 7-1. Still we wait. On the big screens in the corner of Ibrox, it says goal check, VAR. Harvey Elliott waiting with Mo Salah on the halfway line to find out if he has scored to make it 7-1. And the referee still stands. Still we wait for this decision. Harvey Elliott, who could have scored his first Champions League goal, is still waiting. Mo Salah standing with his arms on his shoulders. It must be very, very tight. Still we wait. The Liverpool supporters are giving it the big wind-up. And the referee just waiting for the instruction. Here comes, he's got his whistle to his mouth. VAR, there's the rectangle. He points to the centre spot, and Harvey Elliott has made it 7-1. What a scoreline this is. And he actually runs on his own, Elliott, from the halfway line after that long delay to wait and find out if the goal would stand, to run towards the Liverpool supporters. Now his teammates go towards him as well. The 19-year-old has scored in the Champions League for the first time, and it's Rangers 1, Liverpool 7.
He's deserved it, Harvey Elliott, because in the game when it was getting a bit sticky in the first half, he always wanted the ball, and he always tried to get on the ball and make something happen, and he's deserved that goal there. And you could see all the players were absolutely delighted for him. Young kid, first goal in the Champions League. What a brilliant moment for him.
Well, it's a record breaker, this, for Rangers, in the way that they wouldn't have wanted. Their heaviest home defeat previously in European competitions was a 4-0 against Juventus in the Champions League group stage back in 1995. And I'm just looking to see if it is their heaviest defeat in all. And it is their heaviest defeat in European competitions if it stays like this. Let's bring in Ruddy again.
Well, they had a 6-1, 6-3 defeat by over 2 legs against Eintracht in 1960.
That's what I've got as the heaviest previous defeat, and a 5-0 as well against Cologne. But this beats them all. Rangers 1, Liverpool 7. Back to Tottenham, Alistair Bruce-Ball.
Well, this one not over just yet. 10-man Frankfurt have scored from a corner. Mario Götze curled it in. Evan and Dicker headed in from close range. So Tottenham have just got to be professional here and see this one out. We're in the 90th minute. It's Tottenham 3, Frankfurt 2.
Rangers have got a free kick in the middle of the Liverpool half. The fourth official is just coming forward with the board. 1 minute of added time. 1 minute. How many substitutes?
That's an act of mercy.
Well, it is, isn't it? I mean, I didn't think UEFA did that, but clearly they do. I mean, that's ridiculous. But I don't think anyone in a blue shirt will mind. And there's a red card check now going on. Free kick is taken though, so that's not going to transpire. The check is over. And here's Tavernier on the right-hand side. Tavernier is able to get over the cross to the back post, as there was a sandwich there, the back post on Matondo, but he didn't go down, and Liverpool were able to clear it away. So 1 minute of added time, and what a nightmare this has been for Rangers in the second half, and the ball's just overrun by Matondo. Although it's taken a flick off a Liverpool leg and it's through, and it is a corner for Rangers. I'll make it, we've got 10 seconds left of time to play. And Rangers, I think this corner will be the last action of the match. It's not going to change anything, this. On the scoreboard above where the corner is being taken, 1-7 is on the big screen. Here's the corner into the middle. It comes out for the shot that is blocked on the edge of the area. Still, Rangers have it. Tavernier is fouled, but that's the final whistle. And it's a chorus of boos inside Ibrox from the home supporters. What a scoreline we've got here tonight. Rangers 1, Liverpool 7. And it was 1-1 at half-time. And this is Rangers' record defeat in any European competition. It means, you'll have gathered, they cannot now qualify for the latter stages of the Champions League, the knockout stages after Christmas. But what a nightmare second half for Rangers. And Liverpool themselves now just need one more point against Ajax to take their place in the last 16. More on this to come, but first to Tottenham. Alistair Bruce-Ball.
Yeah, not quite sure what's been going on this evening, John. Harry Kane's just missed his second penalty of the season. He's away now, though, clear on the left-hand side. Crosses the ball in towards Brian Hill, the substitute, who threw himself at it, couldn't convert. He was the one, the young Spaniard, who was tripped in added time. Son was off the pitch. I don't think Kane would have let him take the penalty anyway for the hat-trick, and Kane, very unusually, went for power and smashed it over the bar. Tottenham are leading Eintracht Frankfurt by 3-2. We've got about 2 minutes of added time remaining, and as it stands with the win, Tottenham will go top of Group D, but a very rare sight that. Kane smashing a penalty over the bar. Tottenham lead Frankfurt 3-2.
So the players are still on the pitch here at Ibrox. There is an eerie atmosphere inside the ground compared to what it was like just before the match. You know, when this place was absolutely bouncing. 1-1 at half-time. Now it's just the Liverpool fans in one corner that you can hear. So 1-1 at half-time, after Rangers took the lead through Arfield, but Firmino made it 1-1. And then those 6 goals in the second half. One for Firmino, one for Darwin Núñez, that 5-minute hat-trick from substitute Salah, and then Harvey Elliott at the end getting his first Champions League goal after the VAR check. So Rangers 1, Liverpool 7. And Kelly